Sex traffic victim hero Virginia Giuffre stood up to elites over Jeffrey Epstein. Late billionaire sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein denied his numerous victims, including Virginia Giuffre, any justice after he was found dead in a New York City prison cell in 2019. Virginia Giuffre endured harrowing abuse at the hands of late billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, but her pursuit for justice led to powerful elites being exposed. Ms. Giuffre, who was among the most outspoken of Epstein's victims, died by suicide earlier this year, and just months before her memoir detailing her allegations against the sex offender and others was published. Her allegations put the spotlight firmly on former Prince Andrew, who has strongly denied any wrongdoing regarding his friendship with Epstein. Epstein ensnared victims as young as 14 through his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, and would groom them before sexually abusing them. Giuffre met Maxwell while she was working at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in the mid-2000s, and was recruited to massage Epstein while he was naked. Giuffre traveled with Epstein and Maxwell during the early 2000s, and claimed to have been passed around like a platter of fruit to the billionaire's associates. It was during one of these trips she claimed to have been allegedly trafficked to then Prince Andrew, and claimed in a later interview it was a wicked time in her life. Epstein was later arrested in 2008 and pleaded guilty to engaging in sex trafficking of a minor. The following year, Giuffre filed a lawsuit against Epstein where she also accused Maxwell of recruiting her. Giuffre later made a court filing in December 2014 where she claimed to have been trafficked to then Prince Andrew in 2014. In the following years, Andrew was challenged on his association with Epstein and said he had no recollection of ever meeting Giuffre. Shelater reached a settlement with Andrew, with the royal making a substantial donation to Giuffre's charity. Andrew would later be stripped of his royal titles by his brother and is now expected to leave his royal lodge home early next year. Following the decision to strip the titles from Andrew, Giuffre's brother praised her legacy and fight against Epstein. Sky Roberts said in October the moment was bittersweet news for the family. "It means everything to me," a tearful Sky said on Good Morning Britain. He added, "I knew it would mean everything to Virginia." His wife Amanda added, "We wish we were hugging her right now and laughing with her and celebrating this moment." Sky added, "He should be willing to come forward and have his day in court. As of now, he has not complied with investigation. He has almost in some ways refused to come forward and give a proper investigation. We're asking for his day in court. We're asking for a thorough investigation." Andrew has consistently said he is willing to help American investigators. Prince Harry and Meghan set staggering six-figure price for exclusive dinner. It's been reported that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have auctioned themselves as dinner guests to the highest bidder. Through a swanky charity fundraiser, those with a few thousand to spend this Christmas could possibly treat their loved one to an exclusive dinner with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. In a bid to raise funds for their Archewell Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, whose hospitality skills are showcased in the Netflix series With Love, Meghan, reportedly auctioned themselves as dinner guests to the highest bidder. It's believed tickets could go for around $100,000, £75,000, with the Sussexes allegedly using company charity Buzz for their swanky fundraiser to raise cash for their charity in Archewell. The charity was founded when Prince Harry and Meghan moved to the U.S. and stepped down from being working royals. Most recently, the charity set up a support network for parents whose children have experienced harm from social media. Since opening 20 years ago, Charity Buzzes raised a whopping $650 million, £485 million, and has previously featured the likes of George Clooney, Beyoncé and Sir Paul McCartney. Currently, offers include dinner with Better Call Saul star Bob Odenkirk for $10,000, £7,500, as well as Platinum Grammy Awards tickets for $50,000, £37,000. As reported by the Mail Online, access to Harry and Meghan does not appear to have been advertised on the official website, meaning it may have been offered privately to high rollers who've previously shelled out big bucks for illicit encounters. Speaking of their association with Charity Buzz, one source said, "People will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have dinner with them." Last night, December 18th, spokesperson for Archwell, their charity, told the Mail. "We have partnered with numerous fundraising partners over the years and Charity Buzz has been one of them." Back in their days as senior working members of the royal family, Harry, 41, and Meghan, 44, wouldn't have been permitted to hold such an event. Indeed, Harry's aunt by marriage Sarah Ferguson previously found herself in hot water, when, in 2010, she was recorded offering to sell access to her ex-husband Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, then known as Prince Andrew, for £500,000 to News of World reporter Mazhar Mamoun, believing him to be a sheikh. Disgraced former Duchess, Fergie, who accepted £27,600 as a down payment, told the undercover Giorno, "That opens up everything you would ever wish for. I can open any door you want, and I will for you. Look after me and he'll look after you, you'll get it back tenfold." This comes as Prince Harry was photographed showing off his polo skills during a match in snowy Aspen, Colorado, alongside close pal, Nacho Figueras. Sporting a blue pullover, a black helmet, white trousers, and black sunglasses, the Duke of Sussex, riding on the back of a brown horse, is in the famous Colorado mountain town for the World Snow Polo Championships. This appears to be a boys' trip, and it's believed Meghan has remained at home in Montecito with their two young children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Appearing impressed with the snaps emerging from her husband's match, Meghan shared a sporty snap of Harry on his horse, remarking, "Oh, hello there." Prince Harry and Meghan Markle release sweet new Christmas card family photo. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have unveiled their family 2025 Christmas card photo, after continuing the royal tradition of releasing a festive greetings card. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have released a new Christmas family photo showing them with children Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. In the photo, they are seen with Archie and Lilibet in a woodland setting on a small stone bridge above a stream. A caption posted by Meghan on Instagram reads, "Happy Holidays. From our family to yours." Despite quitting as working royals almost 5 years ago, the Sussexes have continued the tradition of sharing the picture used in their Christmas card like other members of the firm. Last year's card featured a new photo of their kids, Archie, 6, and Lilibet, 4. The shot, one of 6 in the multi-photo greeting, captures the children from behind as they excitedly run toward their parents. It was the first time in years that the couple had released a photo showing their children, although their faces were obscured. Since Meghan launched her Instagram account on New Year's Day, the two children have featured on her page. The card was intended for professional use by the couple and their team, with the Sussexes sending a separate card to their close family and friends which they hoped would remain private. However, eagle-eyed fans have spotted the sweet secret card in a picture that featured alongside an interview with Meghan's close friend Gloria Steinem several months later. Equal rights activist Ms. Steinem featured in an article the high-end glossy magazine Architectural Digest alongside snaps of her beautiful brownstone townhouse in New York. And in a photo of her office, which is in the corner of her living room, a black and white snap of Harry, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet was seen. In the photo, the y'all appear to be lying on the ground, with the picture taken from above. Lilibet smiles widely while Archie places a tender hand across his mum Meghan's face. The Sussexes are known to be extremely protective of their children's privacy and have rarely put them in the limelight. In 2023, the pair opted for a snap of the couple beaming at the 2023 Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, with Harry looking smart in a black shirt and jacket combination and Meghan wearing an elegant dark green strapless gown. In 2022, the couple decided to keep it simple and just feature themselves on their Christmas card, with Meghan looking stunning in a white off-the-shoulder dress and slicked back ponytail. The black and white image also showed Harry holding her hand while wearing a classic suit and tie. The 2021 version of their card saw a baby Lilibet make her debut as the family opted for a casual look. In the image, Meghan, Harry, and Archie all wore denim and Meghan held little Lilibet up high as they family sat on the porch of a rustic house. They were all captured smiling at the newest addition to their family. Exclusive. Smirking Andrew sends brazen message to palace hours before Epstein files drop. As the world awaits the release of the Epstein files, Andrew has been spotted smirking on an outing in Windsor. A body language expert has uncovered his hidden defiant message to the royals. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been spotted driving through Windsor in a move described as a deliberate display of static resilience, just hours before the release of the long-awaited Epstein files. The sighting comes at a critical point for Andrew, 65, who was recently stripped of his royal titles and honors after scrutiny over his relationship with the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein reached fever pitch. The ex-prince appeared in the latest dump of shocking photos from the Epstein estate, released by Democrats in the U.S., in relation to the scandal surrounding the dead financier. Andrew has vehemently denied all allegations against him. According to body language expert Judy James, the Andrew seen behind the wheel of his car today is a far cry from the bedraggled, downtrodden figure seen riding in the rain earlier this week. This time, he appears to have deployed a high-tensile emotional force field. There's an aura of solidity from the body language here, making it look as though Andrew has an emotional force field up in place in the face of all the new waves of headlines, James observes. The communications guru says that the choice to drive himself, rather than being chauffeured, is, in itself, a significant non-verbal signal. He sits squarely at the wheel of his large car, driving himself to suggest an enduring desire for leadership and control, She tells the Mirror. James points to a meaty-looking hand clamped to the top of the wheel as evidence of a man gripping onto his remaining status. Physically, Andrew appeared to be bracing himself for the coming storm. Judy notes. His head is pulled into his neck to create a thickened, solid appearance. While Andrew's posture suggests strength, it is his facial expression that truly reveals the performance at play. James describes a ghost of a smile that appeared on Andrew's face, one that seems to be a self-satisfied attempt at looking upbeat. It's a ghost of a smile, but a self-satisfied looking one as far as the stretching of the lips is concerned, she analyzes. It looks like a sickly smile, though, and a performed attempt to appear upbeat rather than his bedraggled downtrodden look in the rain a couple of days ago. Crucially, according to James, the smile fails the test of authenticity. The smile has no traits of being linked to authentic happiness, though. The cheeks aren't rounded and the smile doesn't touch the eyes, she explains. Donald Trump's Justice Department must release most of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein in its possession today. Last month, Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which required the release of those materials by the 19th of December, except in narrow cases where they would jeopardize current investigations, harm national security or foreign policy goals, or reveal information about Epstein's victims. By presenting a tough exterior, the expert says Andrew appears to be sending a message to both the public and the palace that he remains unbowed. However, James warns that the conflicting signals between his posture and his expression prevent the look from appearing genuine. It looks like a non-verbal message of static resilience and authority, she concludes. Although the incongruent signals prevent it looking authentic here, as the clock ticks down to the document dump, Andrew's force field is being put to the ultimate test. If the files are released, they could contain hundreds of thousands of pages related to investigations into the late sex trafficker, including additional victims' claims and the names of his high-profile associates. The documents might also lift the veil on how Epstein, who counted Trump and Andrew among his powerful friends, evaded justice for decades. Exclusive. I brought Andrew and Fergie down. There's one Epstein detail that doesn't add up. Sarah Ferguson's made nothing but excuses for her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, an expert has claimed. As the world waits forth release of the Epstein files, one aspect of Sarah Ferguson's story regarding Epstein simply doesn't make sense to her biographer. Andrew Lowney published a bombshell biography about Fergie and her ex-husband, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, in August. And it was littered with shocking claims about their dysfunctional personal lives, lavish spending habits, and their ties to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. With the full Epstein files poised to drop, More could emerge about the former couple's friendship with the late sex offender, with emails emerging already that indicate they both remained in contact with Epstein longer than they admitted publicly. In 2011, after Shahad publicly disowned Epstein in a newspaper interview, Sarah is alleged to have written an ingratiating email to the disgraced financier begging for his forgiveness. In the email, she called him a steadfast, generous and supreme friend, despite only shortly beforehand saying it was a gigantic error of judgment being connected to him and borrowing money from him. Sarah's spokesperson claimed that she had only apologized to Epstein because he had threatened her and her family, and in the email she wrote that she had been bedridden with fear. But in Lowney's view, this just doesn't add up. The expert dubbed Sarah's claim as nothing more than excuse for the fact that she had been caught remaining in contact with Epstein. "I mean, he was being intimidating," Lowney told the Mirror. "But here's a difference between trying to keep in with someone and being as effusive as she was." The expert added that despite any intimidation Epstein had tried, he doubted the sex offender would have been able to come through on any threats. "I am not sure he could really have done anything," says Lowney. "He was a convicted pedophile, what could he do to her? I think that's just an excuse that's been put forward to excuse her behavior." The biographer added that Sarah has long managed to reinvent herself in the public imagination, despite being repeatedly caught up in major scandals. How she manages to worm her way back into the public's affections, in Lowney's opinion, is down to a well-worn pattern: playing the victim. "She just plays the victim, and that plays well in the States," Lowney explains. "She says, well, I can pick myself up, it's my own fault, I'll be different in the future, that was a different person," and then she just goes and repeats the mistakes all over again. What we've seen from the leak of the Epstein thing is she's completely cynical about it. To the public presents one face, and privately she does something else. Recent email leaks have done little to salvage Sarah's reputation. Correspondence sent from Epstein to his legal team in March 2011, after Fergie had taken part in the interview disavowing him, saw the sex offender write that Sarah should affirmatively state that she was misquoted. The sex offender allegedly continued in the email, "Sarah took apartments in New York. She was the first to celebrate my release with her 2 daughters in tow. She visited me with a policeman sitting at my front desk. She has asked for help with her charities." Sources close to Sarah and her daughters say none of them remembers this trip. Sarah previously apologized publicly for borrowing $15,000 from Epstein, but new reports have claimed that the total figure that Fergie took from the financier over the years could be much higher, with the Daily Mail claiming Epstein bankrolled her for 15 years. Another email was revealed this year that saw Sarah allegedly ask for between $50,000 and $100,000 to cover small bills back in 2010. Charities that Sarah worked with for years have dropped her like a hot potato since it emerged that she continued contact with Epstein longer than she previously admitted, dubbing it inappropriate to keep ties with her going forward. Andrew and Sarah are both poised to leave their home of Royal Lodge, where they have lived together for years despite their divorce. Whilst Andrew will be moving to King Charles' private estate in Norfolk, Sandringham, Fergie will be going her own way, with it yet to be confirmed where she will be living in the next chapter of her disgrace.